Okay, so what we have here is a quick and dirty demo on how to apply to selective admissions. If you are at all like me, you may have forgotten where you put your information for selective admissions. So simply go to Google and type in LSU selective admissions. As you can see, I've already done this. And go to this web page here, Selective Admissions, College of Art and Design, LSU College of Art and Design. Perfect. We don't have time in this demo to read every little thing, but you should. So read this website here. It's not very long. Explains what selective admissions is and who you should contact in your specific area if you have area-specific questions. These are the different area coordinators this year that can answer questions. Maybe you didn't take a certain class that's listed, see if it's still possible to apply, etc. These are your people. Another thing that you may want is right down here, this selective admissions guidelines. I'm going to open this, and this should look familiar to you. You've seen this graphic around campus. Maybe you've even seen this handout before. There are copies in the School of Art office. Go ahead and pick up those copies if you do better with a hard copy of something. But these are all the different information that you would need to apply to various programs, okay? Going back to the front page, you can see that everybody is using the online selective admissions, but graphic design and photography both are also requiring, in addition to the digital application, a physical application, and they have different dates for those. So be aware if you are applying to either of these, either as a first, second, or third choice, that you would have to do this additional step. But everyone has to do the online application. And so again, I want you to read through this handout. You don't have time to do that in this video, but the crux of it is that you have to have taken these classes or currently be enrolled in them, plus the classes within the areas that you're applying to in order to be admissible into any of these programs. So look over what the requirements are, and then think about the portfolio requirements. Those of you who have done foundations at LSU should already have 3 works from each of our foundations courses that you photographed or scanned for the foundations portfolio. So hopefully you saved those someplace on your hard drive, in the cloud, on a thumb drive. You can access these photos or digital images and be able to upload them. That's 2D design, drawing, and 3D design. And then you want to look at the portfolio requirements for the areas with which you're applying. So for example, you've got 3 from each of these 3 classes. 3 times 3 is 9. That's 9 images built into the application everyone's going to be submitting. And then after that, if you're, say, applying to ceramics, you're going to have 3 images from within ceramics plus 3 from outside. So that's 6 more. So if you're applying to ceramics, you would have minimum 15 images. If you're applying to printmaking, for example, you would only need these 3 from printmaking plus the 9. So that's going to be a total of 12 images minimum. But we recommend that many of you apply to more than one program. So if that's the case, hopefully you can look at all the different requirements here. Maybe things overlap, maybe they don't, but make sure you submit all of the required images once you get to the portfolio. Oops, emails. So let's go back over here. This demo, I really want to be about applying on SlideRoom. So we're going to click on SlideRoom. SlideRoom is a program that many of us artists and designers use when we're applying to something. So I already made a login with my LSU email address. You may need to create one. So I'm going to hit apply now and let's see what happens. So if you need to create a login, you're going to want to put in your email address and the password you want to use over here, being sure to click the terms and agreements. But I'm going to go back in. Oh, what happened there? I'll just close this. Deny and quit. Okay. We're going to log in here. And you should read over all of this. We're going to begin the application. So, oh man, it wants me to create a profile. Okay, so you might have to do this. I'm making up an address because, ugh. Okay, so back at your selective admissions. So you may have had to make that profile before. I was trying to flip through it, so I didn't show you too much personal information. But here we have selective admissions. So you're going to type in your, gosh darn it, your first name, and that's going to be, you can see that there's a lot of automation if you use SlideRoom a lot, but you probably have never used it. So you're going to type in your address, what email address you want to use. So this just populated with my School of Art address. Maybe I need to put in more information here, like Baton Rouge, LA, 78003. Your email address, your personal email. So, you know, if you have like a Gmail account, you want to type that in there. Oh my goodness. And you want to put in a phone number and click if you are a full-time student. And then you want to type in your LSU ID. I don't know if that's my ID or not. I think I made that number up. And then what is your cumulative GPA? So I'm going to say that I have a 4.0 because I am not a student. I'm a teacher, so one would assume I would have a perfect GPA, and therefore it would be a 4.0. But you should put in what your actual current cumulative GPA is here. Something between 1 and 4, most likely. And then you're going to put in your transcript. So many of you may not have done this step before, but you're going to need to log into your MyLSU. For me, if I ever can't find that, I just type MyLSU up here on a web page, and it shows up right away that MyLSU, because I've gone there so many times. And then again, I'm not a student, so I don't even know if this will work for me. I have to go to Student Services and then College Record. I don't even know if I have that. Okay, Student Services is right over here. And I don't have that option because I'm not one. Go to College Records. They'll probably be in there. Okay. And that's where you would get your transcripts. So let's pretend I have transcripts. I'm going to choose a file. So most likely you're going to have saved this as a PDF. And here's my fake transcript, so I'm going to put that in right there. So PDF is usually a Word document. Maybe there's some images that is saved like a picture, so it's all flattened. Just putting that information there. This next area is the letter of intent. Now in this area, you're going to want to take some time to craft this wording. I highly recommend, instead of just typing right into this field, that you open up Word or something. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Let's open it up. Letter of intent. Okay, so, and I just started crafting a little bit of an answer as to why I wanted to study. As some of you may know, I teach in printmaking. Why I wanted to study printmaking, and then my second choice would be sculpture. So if you're in the middle of writing something like this, you might want to spell and grammar check. Make sure it looks good, you know. And then the other thing is it has to be 300 words or less. I would say this right here is a little bit light. We could put a little more information in there, but again, this is just the demo. But I'm going to go to Tools, Word Count. And since I have this section highlighted, it's not including the text that was part of the instructions, saying that I have 158 words. Cool, that's not more than we need. So in this case, now that I have it all selected, I'm going to copy it, Command C, or you could go up here to Edit, copy, if you don't remember the shortcut for that, and then go back into here and paste it. So I've got all the spell checking in my Word document. I can save it and keep crafting it, and then here I cut and paste it into Slide Room. Then it's going to ask if you're applying to more than one area. So my first choice is printmaking. Second choice is sculpture. That's what I'm going to pick. First choice, printmaking. Second choice, sculpture. Ooh, do I have a third choice? I don't know. Let's say graphic design. Let's go back up here and click graphic design because now we have 3 areas. Okay. And then, are you currently enrolled in the required courses? Let's lie and say I am, because I'm not enrolled in any courses. I'm a teacher. But let's pretend that I've done my due diligence and I have enrolled in these courses, so the answer should be yes. Or it could be no, because I have already taken all of these. So if you've taken them all and you're just doing classes outside of the required ones, you could hit no. Or you might hit no if you haven't taken these courses. If the answer to yes is 15, please put in the midterm grades. Okay, so I'm going to say that I'm currently in 1360, which is the basic printmaking course, and I'm getting an A+. Why not? Now, you don't want to lie here. You want to be honest, but I'm a fictitious student. And then let's remind myself, what class do I need if I want to be in sculpture? 1762, cool. Art, 1762. I have an A-, but my grade's coming up because I'm about to finish a really awesome assignment. All right, so this is all that you'd have to fill out here. It's going to save as you go. Let's click continue to the next step. Now this is the part where we upload our media. So again, you're going to need 3 pieces from 2-dimensional design, 3-dimensional design, and drawing. And this looks a little funny, but that's those 3 courses. In each area, you have to check again back in the portfolio. That's why it's good to open up this document here to remind you of what you need to submit. And just be aware that they can't be too big. Let's find out what I have going on here, because my images might be too big. They have to be up to 5 megabytes, which I tend to scan my images really big. So let's find out. We'll hit Add Media. Select files from your computer. So I went ahead and made this file called Selective Admissions and then put a bunch of images in them. This one doesn't say JPEG, but I know it is one. I think. All right, so I have these 16 images. I could select them all and hit open. Oh, okay. So it's already saying that this one is too big. I'm going to hit OK. Now in the meantime, that was number 1. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all these seem to be uploading okay. Some images are much smaller than others. I wonder why. And then what I could do with that one that was too big is I can go back into that folder. So here, that was number 1. I'm going to move that. This is some of my students' work, not my work. Some of it's my work. Moving that into Photoshop. And then I'm going to go up to Image Size. And you can see up here it tells you how big it is. 96.1 megabytes. Oh my gosh. No wonder. Okay, so I'm going to see if I make it 10 inches. No, it's still 24. I'm going to bring this down to 200. And I keep looking up here. Still too big. How about 8? Almost 7. Almost 6. All right, so that's going to be under 5. We're going to hit, let's make this 200. Nope, too much. 250. Too much. 200 it is. Okay, and I'm going to save this as, and I tend to do this when I have to resize something, I do underscore smaller. Okay, so back into this field here, I'm going to go to select files because I still want to add that one in. So this is the one that was too big, and this one is smaller. Maybe it's much smaller. Sometimes it projects what it's going to actually look like. All right, so it's uploading it there. So once all of these say complete, you've uploaded everything you want to upload, you can continue to the media label.